This man is rushing to marry you, but not because everything has been easy. No, family. He is rushing because the delay has started disturbing him. He is rushing because the silence has started exposing him. He is rushing because something inside him is telling him, if I keep moving slowly, I may lose the woman I was supposed to choose. And today, family, we are using this card as a symbol, not as fortune telling, not as prediction, but as a mirror of the heart. The Knight of Pentacles reversed speaks about a man who has been moving too slowly, a man who has been thinking, watching, planning, delaying, overthinking, and still not taking the step he knows he should take. This is the energy of a man who knows there is something valuable in front of him, but fear has made his feet heavy. He has been asking himself, am I ready? He has been asking himself, can I provide? He has been asking himself, will I make the right choice? He has been asking himself, is she really the woman I should marry? But family, hear me well. There comes a time when delay becomes pressure. There comes a time when watching from afar is no longer comfortable. There comes a time when a man realizes that if he does not move, life will move without him. And this is where he is right now. He has seen your patience. He has seen your value. He has seen that you are not the kind of woman he can keep waiting forever. And that is the first thing putting him under serious pressure. Your patience has exposed his delay. Your consistency has exposed his fear. Your quiet strength has exposed his uncertainty. And now he is beginning to understand that a woman like you is not common. Family, type in the comment section, I will not be delayed, because this word is just beginning. And when we look at this King of Swords, family, we are not saying this as fortune telling. No, we are looking at the mind of a man who is finally being forced to think clearly. Because the King of Swords is not emotional confusion. The King of Swords is decision. The King of Swords is truth. The King of Swords is a man sitting with the facts in front of him and realizing he can no longer hide behind excuses. He thought your patience meant you would always wait. But now he is realizing your patience had boundaries. He thought your kindness meant you did not notice the delay. But now he is realizing you noticed everything. He thought your silence meant you had nothing to say, but now he is realizing your silence was wisdom. Family, hear me well. You did not have to beg for him to see your value. You did not have to chase him down. You did not have to force a conversation every week just to remind him that you were worthy of clarity. Your calmness became the message. Your self-control became the mirror. Your ability to keep loving yourself while he was still trying to figure himself out began to expose something in him. It exposed the fact that he was moving slowly, not because you were not enough, but because he was afraid to become the man he needed to be. And that is what is pressing on him now. Because a woman can be patient and still have standards. A woman can be understanding and still know when enough is enough. A woman can love deeply and still refuse to be delayed forever. And this is what he is starting to understand. He is seeing that you were not weak. You were measured. You were not desperate. You were discerning. You were not sitting there with no options, family. You were choosing peace over pressure. And now that peace is disturbing him. Because when a man realizes that the woman he delayed was never powerless, something shifts in his spirit. He starts counting the time. He starts remembering the moments. He starts asking himself why he waited so long to do what he already knew was right. And now the pressure is not just emotional. No, family. Life is beginning to show him that waiting has consequences. And when we look at this last quarter moon reversed family, we are not looking at a prediction. No. We are looking at a man who thought time would keep standing still for him. He thought the door would remain open. He thought the same warmth would always be there. He thought that whenever he became ready, you would still be in the same place, with the same energy, waiting for the same answer. But now, family, something has shifted. Your energy is not loud, but it is different. Your responses may be calmer, your silence may be stronger, your patience may still be present, but it does not feel endless anymore. And that is what is shaking him, because this is not punishment. This is not you playing games. This is not you trying to make him suffer. This is consequence. This family, hear me well. There is a difference between a woman withdrawing to manipulate and a woman becoming quiet because she has finally accepted what she deserves. There is a difference between anger and peace. There is a difference between chasing a man and letting him feel the space his delay created. And right now, he is feeling that space. He is noticing that you do not explain yourself the same way. He is noticing that you do not reach with the same urgency. He is noticing that your life is still moving even when he is not moving with you, and that is putting pressure on him. Because for a long time, he may have believed he had more time to think, more time to prepare, more time to decide, more time to get himself together. But the last quarter moon reversed shows the discomfort of resisting closure. It shows someone who knows a cycle is ending, but still wants to delay the lesson. He does not want the door to close. But he also knows he cannot keep standing at the doorway without entering. And that is why his spirit is restless. The first pressure is not your anger. No, family. The first pressure is your peace. Your peace is telling him, I will not fight you to choose me. And now there is another pressure rising because he is realizing that he is not the only one who can see your value. And that is what this Nine of Cups is showing us, family. Not fortune telling, not prediction, but a mirror. The Nine of Cups speaks about fulfillment. It speaks about a woman who is becoming full within herself. A woman who is not sitting empty, waiting for somebody to pour into her before she can feel worthy. No, family. This is the energy of a woman who has been growing, a woman who has been healing, a woman who has been building her peace, building her confidence, building her life, even while he was still trying to decide what he wanted to do. And now he sees it. He sees that your value is not hidden anymore. He sees that your light is not something only he can recognize. He sees that the same softness he delayed, somebody else may honor. The same loyalty he questioned, somebody else may thank God for. The same patience he got comfortable with, somebody else may see as rare. And family, this is not about cheap jealousy. This is not about drama. This is not about trying to make him compete like a child. No, this is about reality. When a woman carries herself with dignity, people notice. When a woman becomes peaceful instead of desperate, people notice. When a woman stops begging to be chosen and starts standing in her worth, people notice. And he is noticing that people are noticing. That is the second pressure. Your value has become visible. Your growth has become visible. Your beauty has become visible. Your stability has become visible. Your emotional maturity has become visible. And now he is sitting with the uncomfortable truth that what he kept postponing, another mature man may recognize quickly. He is not only afraid of losing you, he is afraid of watching someone else appreciate what he delayed. He is afraid of seeing another man speak clearly where he was vague. He is afraid of seeing another man make plans where he only had intentions. He is afraid of realizing that he had access to a blessing, but treated it like an option he could return to whenever he was ready. Family, hear me well. A woman like you does not stay unseen forever. And now he is beginning to understand that marriage is not just about love, it is also about timing. And this King of Pentacles reversed is speaking directly into that timing, family. Again, not fortune telling, not prediction, but a mirror of what happens when a man wants stability but fears the weight of becoming stable. Because the King of Pentacles upright is provision, it is structure, it is leadership. It is a man who knows how to build, protect, and commit. But reversed, family, this can show a man who is questioning whether he has enough. Enough money, enough discipline, enough maturity, enough certainty, enough strength to carry the responsibility of a wife, a home, a future, and a promise that cannot be treated lightly. So understand this. Some men do not delay because they see no value. Some men delay because they see the value and it scares them. He may have loved you. He may have respected you. He may have looked at you and known this is the kind of woman a man marries. But then fear started speaking. Fear said, "What if I cannot provide?" Fear said, "What if I fail her?" Fear said, "What if I disappoint her?" Fear said, "What if I choose wrong?" Fear said, "What if I am not the man she believes I can be?" And family, hear me well. We can understand fear without excusing delay, because love without movement becomes confusion. Intention without action becomes delay. Respect without clarity becomes pain. A man can have feelings and still mishandle timing. A man can know your worth and still move too slowly. A man can see you as wife material and still let fear make him act like he is uncertain. And now that is catching up with him. Because timing has a voice. Timing says, you cannot keep calling her special while treating the decision like it can wait forever. Timing says, you cannot keep seeing her as rare and still move like she is replaceable. Timing says, you cannot keep praying for the right woman and then delay the woman standing in front of you. No, family. He is realizing that a woman can be chosen late and still walk away with dignity. She can love you and still choose herself. She can understand you and still refuse to be held in uncertainty. And now the pressure is getting heavier because your silence is no longer empty. Your silence is speaking. And when we look at this Two of Pentacles reversed family, it is showing us the pressure of imbalance, not fortune telling, not prediction, but a mirror. This is the energy of a man who has been trying to carry too much uncertainty for too long. One part of him wants to move. One part of him wants to wait. One part of him knows you are valuable. One part of him is still trying to control the timing. And now, family, that juggling is becoming heavy. Because your silence is no longer the silence of a woman who does not care. No, your silence is the silence of a woman who is tired of repeating her worth. Your silence is the silence of a woman who has already explained enough. Your silence is the silence of a woman who is no longer negotiating for clarity. Hear me well. Arguments may have made him defensive, questions may have made him feel pressured, conversations may have allowed him to keep giving explanations, but silence, family, because silence gives him no place to hide. Because now he has to sit with himself. He has to replay the moments. He has to remember when you were patient. He has to remember when you gave grace. He has to remember when you tried to understand him, even when understanding him was costing you peace. He remembers the conversations where you were gentle. He remembers the times you asked for clarity without disrespecting him. He remembers the moments when he could have stepped forward, but chose to think a little longer. And now those memories are speaking louder than your voice ever did. Because your silence is not weakness. Your silence is evidence. It is evidence that something in you has shifted. It is evidence that you are no longer standing at the same emotional door, knocking, waiting, explaining, hoping he will finally open. No, family, you stepped back. And that step back is shaking him. Because now he is realizing that he cannot keep balancing fear and love forever. He cannot keep balancing delay and desire forever. He cannot keep balancing intention and inaction forever. Something is going to fall. And deep inside him, he knows it. That is why the pressure is becoming personal now. It is no longer just about you. It is no longer just about other people seeing your value. Now, his own spirit is confronting him. His own conscience is speaking. His own inner knowing is no longer letting him rest. And this Two of Wands reversed is showing that inner conflict, family. Not fortune telling, not prediction, but a mirror of a man who can see the path but has been afraid to take it. Because the Two of Wands upright is planning. It is vision. It is looking at the future and deciding where to go. But reversed, family, it can show a man who has been standing still with the plan in his mind, but fear in his feet, he knows. That is the part that is pressing on him. He knows more than he is saying. He knows what you mean to him. He knows what kind of woman you are. He knows the difference between a temporary connection and a woman who carries wife energy. He knows the difference between fear and truth now. And that is why his quiet moments are becoming uncomfortable. When he is alone, he thinks about it. When he tries to distract himself, it comes back. When he tells himself he still has time, something inside him says, "Do you really?" When he tries to act calm, his conscience reminds him of what he has been delaying. Family, hear me well. He can lie to people, but he cannot lie to what he knows. He can tell others he is just taking his time. He can say he is being careful. He can say he is waiting for the right moment. But deep down, he knows the right moment has been asking him to become ready. And this is the third pressure. His own inner knowing is confronting him. His own spirit is saying, you cannot keep recognizing her and still refuse to choose her. His own conscience is saying, you cannot keep receiving her patience and still act undecided. His own heart is saying, if you lose her, you will know exactly why. No, family. This is not random. This is not sudden. This is not a man waking up one morning with no reason and saying, now I want marriage. There has been pressure building. Your patience exposed him. Your value became visible. And now his own inner knowing will not let him rest. That is why the rush is starting to make sense. Because all three pressures are meeting at once. And that is why this justice reversed is important, family. Not fortune telling, not prediction, but a mirror of a man who is finally feeling the weight of imbalance. Because justice upright is truth, it is fairness, it is accountability, it is cause and effect. But reversed, family, it can speak to what happens when somebody avoids accountability for too long. They may avoid the conversation, they may avoid the decision, they may avoid the responsibility, but they cannot avoid the consequence. And now he is feeling it. Now he sees that your patience was never permission for him to delay forever. Now he feels that your value is not something he can keep hidden in the background of his life. Now he understands that his own heart has become a witness against him. Family, hear me well. This is where slow movement stops feeling safe. Because at first, delay felt comfortable. Delay gave him time. Delay gave him space. Delay gave him the illusion that he was in control. But now delay is exposing him. Now delay is costing him peace. Now delay is making him look at himself and ask, have I been fair to her? Have I been honest with her? Have I treated her like the woman I say she is? And that question is heavy. Because when a man knows a woman has been genuine, he cannot keep pretending that unclear treatment is harmless. No, family. He may not be desperate in a childish way, but he is awakened, he is humbled, he is urgent because he is realizing the cost of hesitation. He is realizing that love delayed can become love damaged. He is realizing that a woman can forgive the process, but still remember how long she had to stand there without clarity. And now the pressure is gathering around him. Your patience, your visibility, his conscience, all of it is meeting at once. And that is why he may begin moving faster, speaking clearer, planning stronger, trying to correct what he left unbalanced. But family, hear me well. Even when a man comes rushing, you still need discernment. Because now you must ask yourself something important. Is this mature commitment or is this fear of loss? And this Three of Swords is why we slow down for a moment, family. Because not every fast movement is healing. Not every sudden proposal means the pain has been repaired. Not every man who says, I do not want to lose you, is ready to love you correctly. No, family. Sometimes a man rushes because his heart has finally awakened, and sometimes a man rushes because his fear has been touched. There is a difference. A man who is finally ready will come with accountability. He will not pretend the delay did not happen. He will not act like your hurt is an inconvenience. He will not rush you to forget what took time to wound you. He will say, I understand why you needed clarity. He will say, I should have handled this better. He will say, let me show you with consistency, not just emotion. That is healthy urgency. But unhealthy urgency, family, sounds different. It pressures, it guilts. It makes you feel like you are wrong for needing time. It gives big promise with no structure. It gives emotion without a plan. It says, why are you questioning me now, when you were the one waiting all along? Hear me well. The same heart that waited patiently must now discern wisely. Because the Three of Swords is not here to make you afraid. It is here to remind you that pain should not be ignored just because someone suddenly becomes serious. A broken place still needs honesty. A delayed place still needs repair. A confused place still needs clarity. If he is rushing because he is mature now, he will respect your pace. He will have honest conversations. He will make practical plans. He will be consistent after the emotional moment passes. He will not just speak marriage. He will prepare for marriage. But if he is rushing because he is afraid of losing control, he will want the reward of commitment without doing the work of rebuilding trust. And family, you are not here to be pressured into a promise. You are here to be chosen with clarity. Because the real blessing is not just being chosen. The real blessing is being chosen correctly. And that is why this devil reversed is the final mirror, family, not fortune telling, not prediction, but a mirror of release. Because the devil upright can speak about fear, attachment, control, pressure, and unhealthy patterns that keep people tied to confusion. But reversed family, it speaks about something breaking. It speaks about a man realizing that fear cannot lead him into marriage. Control cannot lead him into marriage. Panic cannot lead him into marriage. Only truth can. Only maturity can. Only a clear heart and a responsible mind can. And this is where the message comes together. He may be rushing because delay has disturbed him. He may be rushing because your peace has exposed him. He may be rushing because your value is no longer hidden. He may be rushing because his own inner knowing is pressing on him and saying, you cannot keep moving slowly with the woman you were supposed to choose. But family, hear me well. You are not someone to be delayed. You are not someone to be hidden. You are not someone to be half chosen, half held, half claimed, and half understood. No, you are a woman who deserves clarity. You are a woman who deserves consistency. You are a woman who deserves a love that does not only panic when it feels you pulling away, but a love that honors you while you are still present. So receive love with wisdom. Receive his movement with discernment. Receive his words, but watch his actions. Receive his urgency, but do not abandon your peace. Because the right man will not punish you for needing clarity. The right man will not rush you past your own healing. The right man will not ask for the blessing of marriage while refusing the responsibility of maturity. He will come correctly. He will speak clearly. He will move honestly. He will show you that this is not just fear of losing you. This is readiness to love you. And if this word is for you, family, type in the comment section, I will be chosen with clarity. Because you are not asking for too much. You are asking for the kind of love that can stand in truth. And this time, may you not just be chosen. May you be chosen correctly.